This is Emperor Haile Selassie of Ethiopia. Yes, Emperor Haile Selassie. But before he became Haile Selassie, he was a Ras, a duke, a prince, a scholar, a leader who believed Ethiopia could stand tall among nations, among other nations, even European nations. But his story became more than Ethiopian history. It became a global symbol, a spiritual revolution that crossed oceans and changed how millions saw themselves. Haile Selassie was born Tafari Makonnen in 1892. Yes, that was his birth name, Tafari Makonnen. Remember that name, okay? Now, he rose through Ethiopia's nobility fast, from provincial governor to prince, then to trusted hand of the empire. He believed Africa could stand shoulder to shoulder with Europe, that Ethiopia could modernize without losing its soul. That was his belief, that Africa could modernize without losing its soul. And in 1930, the world watched as Tafari Makonnen was crowned Emperor Haile Selassie I, a name meaning power of the Trinity. And that's where history met and faith collided with facts. Now, here's where the story takes a turn most Africans never hear. Because while Ethiopia celebrated its new emperor, something was happening thousands of miles away in Jamaica. Across the Atlantic, the descendants of enslaved Africans were searching for identity. They were searching for proof that greatness still lived in their blood, right? And when they heard that an African king, a black king, had been crowned, they said, "This is the one. This is our proof." They saw a black king rise from the east, just as Marcus Garvey had said, "Look to Africa, when a black king shall be crowned, for the day of deliverance is near." Now, here's what will blow your mind. Before Tafari was crowned emperor, before he became Emperor Haile Selassie, he was a Ras, R-A-S, a Ras. Now, Ras means head or duke, a noble title in Amharic. Amharic is the language they speak in Ethiopia. So when you hear names like Ras Kimono, a big shout out to our late music legend, Ras Kimono. Now, when you hear names like Ras Kimono, you are literally saying Duke Kimono or Head Kimono, Prince Kimono. And because Tafari Makonnen was a duke, he was called Ras Tafari, meaning Duke Tafari. Yes, you heard me right. Ras Tafari, Ras Tafari. Ras means duke, right? Then Tafari was his first name. So when Tafari was crowned, Jamaicans said, "That is him. This is the one, the Lion of Judah, King of Kings, the root of David." And that's how the Ras Tafari movement began. Not as a religion forced by priests like Christianity and Islam, but as an awakening born out of colonial pain, black pride, and the hunger for liberation. So when you see people calling themselves Rastafarians, they are not hoodlums. They are not just Igbo smokers. They mean they are followers of Ras Tafari, Duke Tafari, a man they saw not just as a human, but as proof that greatness, that divinity can dwell in African skin. When Haile Selassie arrived in Jamaica in 1966, tens of thousands gathered. The crowd was so massive that his plane couldn't even land at first. They didn't just see an emperor, they saw prophecy walking on earth. And yes, when you hear Jah Rastafari, they are calling his name.